You have a problem at work. Maybe your manager is being unfair. Maybe a colleague crossed a line. Maybe the workload is crushing you and no one seems to care. You want to say something. You should say something, but you are terrified. What if HR tells my manager? What if you get labeled as a complainer? What if speaking up makes everything worse? Welcome back to the HR Space with Lillian, where we break down workplace issues into simple human language. I am Lillian, a PHRI certified professional, and I am on this journey with you. So last episode, we talked about employee retention and why companies lose good people. Today, we are flipping to the employee's side. How do you actually approach HR when something is wrong without making your case worse? This is part one, and we are focusing on preparation. Because here's the truth. Most people don't complain to HR not because there is nothing wrong, but because they don't know how to do it safely. So let me be honest with you. I get why people are scared to go to HR. I have heard the whispers. I have seen the hesitation. And honestly, some of that fear is valid. Here's what people are afraid of. HR will tell my manager everything I said. You are worried that the moment you walk out of that meeting, HR is on the phone with your boss saying, guess what your employee just told me? I'll be labeled as a complainer. You don't want to be that person, the one who is always got a problem, the one leadership sees as difficult or negative. It won't change anything anyway, because you have seen people complain before and nothing happened. So why bother? Why put yourself at risk if it's just going to be swept under the rug? I will lose my job. This is the biggest fear. That somehow speaking up will be used against you. That you'll be the one who ends up gone and not the person causing the problem. I am not going to tell you those facts are completely baseless. Because in some organizations, poorly run ones, those things do happen and that's wrong. But here's what I want you to understand. When you know how to approach HR the right way, you protect yourself and you make it harder for things to go wrong and you increase the chances of actually getting helped. So let's talk about how to do this right. Here's what HR needs from you. If you are going to complain to HR, and by complain, I mean report a legitimate issue, HR needs certain things from you to be able to help. Let me break it down. 1, do not say, my manager disrespects me. Do say, on 3 separate occasions this month, January 5th, 12th, and 20th, my manager publicly criticized my work in front of clients, calling it sloppy and unprofessional, without giving me a chance to explain or improve. See the difference? One is an opinion, the other is a documented pattern with dates, witnesses, and specific behavior. 2, separate feelings from facts. Your feelings are valid. If you feel disrespected, hurt, or treated unfairly, that matters. But when you are reporting to HR, lead with facts first, then explain the impact. So here's what happened. Here's how it's affecting my work and my well-being. HR can investigate facts. We cannot investigate feelings alone. And 3, know what outcome you want. Before you go to HR, ask yourself, what do I actually want to happen here? Do you want the behavior to stop? Do you want mediation with the other person? Do you want your manager coached on how to give feedback? Do you want to be moved to a different team? You don't have to have all answers, but having a sense of what resolution looks like help HR help you. If you go in just saying, I am unhappy, without knowing what would make things better, it's hard for HR to know what action to take. And 4, document everything. This is so important. So before you even go to HR, write things down. Dates and time. What was said or done. Who was present. How it impacted your work. Keep emails. Take screenshots if necessary. Save any evidence you have. Why? because memories fade, details get fuzzy, and if HR needs to investigate, documentation makes your case stronger. I'm still learning this too, but one thing I have seen clearly, the employees who come prepared with facts, dates, and documentation are the ones who get taken seriously. So the bottom line here is your complaints needs to be helpful and professional. And here's what I am learning as I grow in this profession. Complaints to HR aren't about venting. They are not about getting someone fired out of revenge. They are about solving a real problem that's affecting your work, your well-being, or the workplace culture. The way you present your complaints matters. If you come in emotional, vague, and without facts, it's hard for HR to help you, even if we want to. But if you come in calm, prepared, with facts and a sense of what you need, you make it easier for HR to take action. I am still early in my HR journey, as I said. I haven't personally handled hundreds of employees' complaints yet. But here's what I am learning from my training, from the PHRI certification, from talking to experienced HR professionals, and from watching what happens in workplaces. When an employee comes in and presents their concerns clearly and professionally, they have a much better chance of being heard. And that's what I want for you. To be heard, to be taken seriously, and to be protected. And here's one thing. You complaining isn't the problem. The behavior you are reporting is the problem. If speaking up makes you uncomfortable, that's understandable. But silence lets bad behavior continue. It protects the wrong people and it hurts you in the long run. So now you know how to prepare. You know what HR needs from you. You know how to present your case in a way that's clear, factual, and professional. But what happens after you report? What should you expect from HR? And what do you do if HR doesn't handle it well? That's what we'll be covering up in part 2, because knowing how to complain is one thing. Knowing how to protect yourself throughout the process and what to do if things go wrong, it's another. That's it for part 1 of the HR space with Lillian. And if this resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And always remember, HR isn't just about policies. It's people, and you matter. So I will see you in part 2. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends and like. Bye-bye.